Rappers enjoy the fame and glamour of success, but some have encountered financial pitfalls that defy reason. The rap lifestyle contains stereotypes like heavy gold chains, flashy cars, and private jets. For many of the most successful rappers, that lifestyle is sustainable while putting money away for a rainy day. But rap is also filled with former stars who go completely broke. These rappers live the high life before eventually going broke. Often, more expensive jewelry, transportation, and mansions are needed. Plus, plenty of rappers need to catch up on child support. However, many bankruptcies could be avoided if rap schools taught one simple rule: you must pay taxes. Yes, every single year. It comes as a shock to many artists. Here are rappers who went broke. 50 Cent. At one point, 50 Cent's cash flow seemed endless. In 2015, the New York Post reported he'd sold almost 30 million albums, made a reported $60 million to $100 million on his investment in vitamin water, had endorsement deals with companies including Reebok and Right Guard, and owned a successful record label and clothing company. The Washington Post estimated his net worth at $500 million in 2010. When 50 Cent filed for bankruptcy in 2015, he made $185,000 a month, but $72,000 went to his 18-bedroom house, and almost everything else went to other expenses. While he admitted he had recently bought a Rolls-Royce, 50 Cent said most of the cars, jewelry, and jets he showed on social media were borrowed or rented. But his big problems came from the illegal stuff he did. Due to a feud he had with Rick Ross, he decided to shame the mother of Ross' child. 50 Cent purchased a sex tape of the woman, added a voiceover making fun of her, and put it online without her knowledge or consent. A judge ordered him to pay $7 million in damages. He was also found guilty of copying his G-Unit headphone design from another company, and a judge made him pay $17 million for that crime. 50 Cent immediately filed for bankruptcy, saying these judgments plus other debts exceeded his mere $25 million net worth. And in the end, 50 Cent was left with nothing due to his mistakes. MC Hammer. MC Hammer had good reason to think the fat times would never end. His album, Please Hammer, Don't Hurt M, which came out in 1990, is still among the best-selling hip-hop albums ever. Forbes estimated Hammer's net worth at that time was around $33 million. However, 6 years later, he filed for bankruptcy in one of the most famous financial disasters ever. When he filed for bankruptcy, he said he had several hundred creditors. The 36-page list included his brother, numerous lawyers, the IRS, a couple of banks, American Express, limousine companies, department stores, and utility companies. And he even owed football player Deion Sanders $500,000. Hammer said he lost his heart and didn't use the money as a blessing to himself, but to too many other people. Still, in 2011, he told Oprah that he wouldn't go back and change anything, even if he could. He believes in the butterfly effect and that if things had been different, he wouldn't have his kids or the peace he has now. MC Hammer was living the high life in the early 90s. Hammer was worth an estimated $33 million, which he proceeded to blow on a massive entourage that cost $500,000 a month, a $30 million mansion, 19 thoroughbred racehorses, 2 private helicopters, a Lamborghini, and a private jet, among others. He eventually dug himself a $13 million hole and filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. In 2011, Mr. Hammer was given an almost $780,000 bill from the IRS for unpaid taxes from 1996 to 1997. It shows that the IRS will always get you in the end, even if it takes 15 years. Lisa Lopez. Lopez was dating football player Andrew Rison. The reports show that their relationship was highly toxic, and Lopez said that he abused her, although charges were eventually dropped. Then on June 8, 1994, Rison went out with his friends. Lopez also went out drinking but got home before her boyfriend. When Rison returned, a massive fight started. Lopez was reportedly angry because he bought himself lots of new sneakers without getting her any. Things got physical on both sides. Finally, Rison left. That's when Lopez allegedly grabbed a pair of the sneakers she was so mad about and set it on fire in a bathtub. Soon, the whole house was in flames. Amazingly, Lopez got off with a $10,000 fine and probation. Rison even forgave her and their relationship continued. But the mansion was insured by Lloyd's of London, and they were a lot less forgiving than Rison. The report says the $1.3 million claim the company filed against Lopez forced her, and indirectly the rest of the group, into bankruptcy. Rison got to show just how generous he could be when he loaned Lopez and her bandmates $15,000 each so they could hire bankruptcy lawyers. From here, you can imagine how dumb Lisa was and how her madness dragged her into the bad era of life. Bow Wow. Bow Wow, formerly Lil Bow Wow, started releasing music when he was 13. Since then, he's had hit records and moved into acting, starring in movies and TV shows. So he'd have a decent amount of cash saved over the years. However, based on what he told a judge in 2012, that could not be further from the truth. According to a report, Bow Wow informed the court that he made just $4,000 a month and had only $1,500 in his bank account during a child custody case. He also leased a relatively modest car. That might be because 4 years earlier, he leased a Ferrari F430 and within months was behind on payments. The leasing company came for their money, and Bow Wow got stuck with a bill of over $200,000. He didn't pay it. By 2012, interest totaled almost $300,000. By 2017, he still appeared unable to afford the lifestyle he thought he should show on Instagram. According to the reports, he posted a picture of a private jet on Instagram with a caption that heavily implies that he would fly to New York. But then someone saw him flying a commercial and posted a picture to Twitter. Another internet detective discovered the image of the private jet was actually from a Florida company's website. In 2018, he called money evil and claimed he would give his money away to fans. So maybe he's wanted to be broke this whole time. From here, you can imagine how a fake show-off to an audience can cost you $1 million, and it won't take a minute for the individual to become broke and leave nothing. T-Pain. Fahim Rashid Nejam, born September 30, 1984, better known by his stage name T-Pain, is an American singer, rapper, songwriter, and record producer. He is known for popularizing the creative use of the auto-tune pitch correction effect, often used with extreme parameter settings to create electronic-styled vocal performances. T-Pain is one of the world's biggest-selling artists, having sold over 16 million albums and 50 million digital tracks worldwide since he burst onto the scene in the early 2000s. In a recent podcast interview with Jackass's Steve O, the autotune maestro revealed that this mindset eventually led him to blow his entire $40 million fortune in the space of 12 years, until he ultimately filed for bankruptcy in 2019. When the era of T-Pain's dominance ended, he made a staggering amount of money. $40 million by the performer's estimation, as he told a radio show in 2019. And then he lost all of it. He's okay now, but blames his losses on poor real estate investment decisions. He let his manager do it and was way more optimistic than others. He would buy complete dumps and think we can paint and then we should be fine. He never sold anything that we purchased. At one point, T-Pain says he was so broke he had to borrow money to buy his kids a meal at Burger King. Birdman. More than just a rapper, Birdman co-founded Cash Money Records. From the 90s on, the label has been wildly successful, responsible for bringing the music of icons past and present like Drake, Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj, and Juvenile to the masses. Birdman was part of two of his company's supergroups, Big Timers and Cash Money Millionaires. Birdman did well enough to land at No. 4 on Forbes' list of the richest rappers, with an estimated net worth of $110 million. And yet, something must have gone very wrong along the way. According to the reports, the E&G transfer agent issued Birdman a $12 million loan to start a vodka company. The rapper used his palatial Miami home outfitted with a professional studio as collateral. In 2017, E&G sued Birdman, alleging that he defaulted on the loan and planned to use the money not for a business, but to pay off personal bills. The company asked for $20 million, accounting for legal fees and interest. Birdman argued that the loan was predatory, and thus, he didn't do anything wrong. Nevertheless, Birdman lost his house in the legal battle and, in late 2019, asked a judge to block E&G from seizing profits on music produced in the home studio.